reported our quarter ended at the end of March, which is also the end of our fiscal 20. I think considering some of the headwinds in fiscal 20 overall, our fiscal 20 was pretty solid. We grew 3% year over year, $3.16 billion, which is a new record. Our guide for Q1 was down sequentially because, again, we are seeing effects from the COVID-19 from a demand perspective. We have no supply issues in terms of us being able to supply. And certainly some of that guide had to do with the general uncertainty. So we folded both of those in. But I would say is that fourth quarter, given the circumstances, was solid, and fiscal 20 made a great deal of progress. So.
Where do you stand, Victor, in terms of the 5G super cycle and whether it's been delayed or pushed back or whether quite the opposite, given people's reliance of doing things in the cloud and things from home?
Look, again, in the near term, because of the pandemic, I think it's very hard to sort of see. But I think what's important to keep in mind is the long-term perspective, which is we're in the very, very early stages of 5G. And we believe that 5G will be a much, much bigger opportunity for us than back in the 4G generation. We believe that it'll be larger by factors. So we are built into the first generation of 5G equipment. Most customers are looking at 3 generations of 5G equipment, and design is just underway in the second wave. And we just recently announced a strategic engagement with Samsung to be in their next generation 5G radio networks with our latest product called Versal. And so we do see that the big picture here is 5G is in early stages, and we're going to have a very exciting run, a very big opportunity for us.
But I wonder if are there going to be more delays in terms of rollout for 5G, especially in the United States, from big companies like Apple and others, and not just 5G, really, how many, I guess I'm wondering how many of your plans and how many of your customers are delaying any of their projects and any of their orders from you?
Well, I think it does depend, as you say, in different regions, and there's different dynamics going on. You mentioned Apple, and so you need to see what's happening in terms of handsets. On the other hand, obviously there's a lot more traffic going on right now with everybody working from home, doing a lot more things from home, streaming video, many more, kind of collaboration applications running through. So I think, it's difficult in the near term, and that's why we keep our focus on making sure that we deliver for our customers to the degree they need in the near term, and be prepared when we do get through this, because we will, of course, get through this, and then the build-out will be robust.
One subsector of your customers that you're exposed to is the automakers. What are they telling you in terms of their outlooks for the rest of the year?
Yeah, certainly auto is clearly hit more impactfully, and so for the near term, there's definitely clear headwinds. That said, I think we have to keep in mind that they are still in development of their future platforms. Each generation of platforms, the safety standards increases significantly. As everyone knows, there's a great deal more semiconductor content in automobiles. And we have a very strong position in advanced driver assist systems, these safety applications. So, for instance, not too many people driving today, but if you're in your car and you're backing out of the driveway, and the vision that you see in that rear camera, or if you have a more premium vehicle and you have a surround vision, chances are that Xilinx products are powering that ADAS system. So we do have a strong play, and even though there's some certain near-term headwinds, people are continuing to develop those next-generation platforms, and we'll be in them.
I think you mentioned that your supply chain was pretty much intact. How would you characterize it across the overall industry right now? Is China back online, and do you see any other hiccups anywhere else as a result of shutdowns?
Yeah, China is definitely coming back, and obviously it doesn't flip on like a light switch, so it'll take time, but they're definitely coming back, and they're pushing very hard to drive their businesses. And we see, of course, that's now happening wherein a lot of Western countries are still sheltering in place at home. So again, it makes the visibility a little bit difficult. But what we're doing is we're making a point of reaching out to our customers during these challenging times, making sure they know that we don't have issues, so we'll supply whatever they need. And we have customers in the medical device industry, for instance, and we've formed a task force to expedite their orders, make sure they have any special needs. We assist them with that. And so, we're going to get through this. We're going to stand by our customers through this difficult period. And we're positioning ourselves that when we do see the upswing, that we're going to benefit even more out of it.